What up? What up? It's your boy Daniel Charles Williams, and welcome to my channel. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe to my channel because I'm just gonna be trying to hit you with that real. Um, yo, I'm probably gonna make this video like a cartoon or something like that, just because it's so dark. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Again, I'm at work, and I want to talk about this. This is the type of stuff that I like to talk about, and just couldn't wait to what I mean, pretty much get an audience to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have a good an audience right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and talk about it anyway. So now, um, I just want to throw a question out there, and then I'm going to try to answer it. Do you think that we are, as what I'm saying, citizens, obviously of the world, but citizens of America? Do you think we're brainwashed? Um, Do you think we're brainwashed and we're pushed into a system of mediocreness, right? So are we pushed? You know what I mean? Um, or shuffled down a line of just to become working class, right? What do you think about that? All right. Obviously, I'm going to answer it. All right. So, um, and again, I have answered this in one of my previous videos on how we are, sort of, you know, being, just like I said, kind of brainwashed, because we're brainwashed with television and advertisements and stuff we have on TV and radio and everything else that you know what I'm saying, everyone trying to push down our throat with advertisement. You know what I'm saying? We are stuck with our jobs that we work. We can't seem to get out of those because we constantly stuck in those jobs, and because we are being brainwashed with all this advertisement, we get ourselves into debt. So we just kind of get caught up in this cycle, right? But you got to understand that someone, it's like it's like what you call like a gerbil or a hamster that's running around on a wheel, and basically, we have to run around, and that we have to, run around in the wheel, because if we run around in the wheel, we make the wheel spin, right? For the other people, right? So if we don't run around that wheel, then obviously the wheel won't turn. Okay, so that's the same thing with life. You know what I'm saying? Not just in America, and I'm sure in Europe and other, full functioning function countries, someone has to spin the wheel. Now, if no one spins the wheel, then the system won't work. Okay. Now, so for people to be rich, right? For people to be rich and people to be, that top, whatever it is, 10% or 1%, whatever that number is, for people to be on that top tier of life, someone has to keep them up there. So if we didn't go through the worker class level of life, we would not have a top tier, you know what I'm saying? Basically, a top 1% of people, right? So the wealthy, right? Just to be honest, there would be no wealthy if we didn't make them wealthy. Okay, so you guys know where I'm going with this. So if we didn't make the wealthy wealthy, then there won't be any wealthy, right? Wouldn't be any wealthy people. So how the heck would, what I mean? How would life be if we didn't get brainwashed, you know what I'm saying, into making a wealthy wealthy? All right, it would be a whole different world, be a whole different dynamic. But you must understand there is a system in place so that the wealthy can stay wealthy. All right. And many years ago, I watched a documentary on the Johnson and Johnson family, and it's you have these companies, right? And there are families. They're families. They're families, or they're a group of families, right? They're it's not just businesses. Okay, now it might be a business in place, but obviously that business is feeding, you know what I mean, feeding wealthy families and keeping wealthy families or keeping wealthy people wealthy. Okay, so if that system breaks down, then therefore, again, like I just said, there will be no wealthy. Now these people are not stupid. The wealthy are not stupid, right? So obviously they're wealthy because they're really, really smart, right? So now they sit down, right? So the wealthy is going to sit down and say, how can we continue to be wealthy? How are we going to continue with this? All right. So the way that we can continue with this, guys, all right, and this is what the wealthy is saying, that we must make sure we create worker bees. We create people that's going to keep us wealthy. So therefore, here comes the system that's created, right? Which is, you go to school, you get a mediocre education, right? Mediocre one. You don't get you know what I'm saying? You get a mediocre education, okay? So you get enough education so that you have some sense enough to go out there and get a job, right? So you get a job, and after you get a job, right? I mean, after you finish school, you get yourself a job, and then you get a job, and then you work just enough to, you know what I'm saying, to keep the system going. Okay. Now, they don't want to give you too much information or too much opportunity, because if too much opportunity is given, then therefore you take this person and you have a good chance of making them wealthy. That's not going to, by making wealthy people, it's not going to keep the wealthy wealthy. All right. So, and now, if you ever think about, this is America. So can you go to college for free in America? Yes, you can. You know what I'm saying? You can go to college for free. You can go to college for dirt cheap, as long as you fit the bill. You know what I'm saying, for the financial. You fit the financial aid criteria, or whatever, and you can go to school. Okay. Now, why is it that if you make very little money, you can go to school for free, right? Or go to school for, um, or you go to school for, you know what I'm saying, really cheap, okay? Because that level of education, that free education that you're going to get, is going to be just enough so that you can get a job, okay? That's it. So, it's not going to be the education, right? In most cases, it's not going to be the education that's going to make you wealthy, but it's going to be the education that keep you getting a job. Now, why you don't have that same financial aid opportunity when it comes to graduate, and doctorate, and whatever else, PhD or whatever comes after that? Why you don't get that same opportunity for financial aid when it comes to getting this higher level of education? Why you don't get the same? You answer that question, right? That's a question that I ask for everybody. Why do you not get the same opportunity? So when you take your undergrad, you go to you know what I mean, a community college, or it pays for a certain level of, you know what I mean, um, um, 4-year college or whatever, depending on the college. I mean, you can get all of it paid for under financial aid, depending on how you live, how you go about it, whatever it is. But when it comes to, graduate, doctorate, and higher education, that's it. You don't get that opportunity. Why not? If you give that opportunity for a person to get a higher education, right, wouldn't they have a better chance of becoming, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say wealthy, but you know what I'm saying? Better. You know what I'm saying? Better at life, right? But no, it's not given. It's not given for a reason. Because if everybody had that opportunity, then there would be no worker bees, right? There would be no worker bee. There will be no staff level employees. And if there's no staff level to employees to run the rich businesses, then therefore the rich won't be rich. So you really have to think about it. But the reason why I say all that, just so that you can open up your mind, right? So that you can really say, hey, you know what? There is something going on here. All right. And I don't want to take it back to, you know what I'm saying? This is the channel. This is not a race channel. I'm not talking about, you know what I'm saying, race channel. But the only knowledge I have, right? The only knowledge I do have to prove my point is back in the days with slavery. Okay. Now they purposely broke down, right, the black man through psychological, you know what I'm saying, tactics, so that the black man can continue to be stuck in slavery in their mind, right? So that stuff is proven. That stuff is there, has happened. They even modified the Bible. They did a lot of things, right? They did a lot of things to, keep the black man stuck in slavery, not physically, but mentally. So all that stuff, I mean, it's reality. Now the stuff is going on now is reality. It's just that, no one, you know what I'm saying? No one probably can get away, you know what I'm saying, with proving that there's, you know what I mean? There's, a psychological hold to produce the working class person. All right. There's a system in place so America in any other sophisticated you know what I'm saying, economy produces working class people, because they have to have working class people. You understand what I'm saying? They have to. You understand what I'm saying? So I mean, it is true. You must open up your mind and understand that. Hey, guess what? You're being pushed down a system that is designed for you to fail. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying fail, but you're just going to be your regular working class person. So now, I believe, you know what I'm saying, many, many years from now, probably when I'm long gone and dead, and probably many, many other people are long gone and dead, there is, because the information is becoming so available to everybody. Um, I believe that barrier is going to be broken. That psychological hold is going to be broken. Um, my phone is dying, but it's going to be broken. Let's see if it froze on me. Um, and when it's broken, there's going to be chaos, right? Because when you taking that opportunity away from the rich, I mean, there's something that's going to happen, right? Because they want to continue to be rich. So now they can't psychological hold the people back anymore. Now they're going to try to physically hold the people back. Um, that's my theory, and that will happen. All right, because nowadays you got people, like I said, who's learning about, saying the access of the internet, and they're making tons and tons and tons of money. I mean, they don't need no education. They got all the education right there. So once the majority, once these kids start figuring this stuff out, you know what I'm saying? Mike Zuckerberg, and he put together, you know what I'm saying, Facebook, and all these other, you know what I'm saying, social media companies, so that everybody can be connected. You know what I mean? So right now, if you got good sense, you can create a GoFundMe account or whatever it is. You can make thousands and thousands of dollars. You know what I'm saying, in an instant, because everybody is connected. So that's the same thing with business. I mean, you can start yourself an online business. Everyone's connected. So yeah, your online business can thrive. You don't need education to do that. I mean, basically, you don't need college. Obviously, there's a level of education you must get from it, get it to obtain it. But you don't need that system anymore, right? You're gonna bypass the system. Many people are bypassing the system, um, and once that happens, I mean, there's going to be chaos. But right now, you know what I'm saying? You still have an opportunity to bypass the system. You know what I mean? You still have an opportunity to create extra, right? Because before it was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? You make some money, put it in the bank. Yeah, put it in the bank so it can earn some money. Now I say you don't need to do that. Excuse me. You can grow your money many different ways, right? Many different ways now with the internet. With the help of the internet, you can grow money, and that's upsetting a lot of people, right? That's upsetting a lot of people. But you can do it, right? You can do it. So you know what I'm saying. Keep in mind, yo, guess what? There's a lot of opportunities now for us, and we can, you know what I'm saying, break. You know what I mean? We can break out this, mediocre lifestyle. You know what I mean? That we're pushed into. You know what I'm saying? We can break it. And I remember I was watching this young girl watching it on YouTube, and she was like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? She started a channel. She did some education. She paid for a course, and she wanted learning more about how to grow her YouTube channel and stuff like that. She said she grew her YouTube channel. It grew so big, she was able to pay off her student loans. You know what I'm saying? With her YouTube channel, like one check, she said she paid her student loans off, which is a blessing. Like that stuff like that. I mean, that's what's up. I mean, that's what's happening now. It's gonna be happening more and more and more. But right now, I say, yo, you have to take advantage of those opportunities also. And like I said, the first thing is just realizing, hey, guess what? I mean, you're not alone. You're being shuffled down this assembly line, and that's why you don't have no money in the bank. That's why you're in debt. You know what I'm saying? That's why you are stressed. You don't like your job because everyone's being shuffled down the same road, and you just basically got to figure out how to break out of it, and you can. You know what I'm saying? But I think the first part is realizing that, hey, you know what I'm saying, you are being shuffled down this assembly line. You are being shuffled down the assembly line. So, realize it. You know what I mean? Realize you are being shuffled down the assembly line, and then from there, just figure out ways on how to get out of it. All right. So, but anyway, I'm gonna cut that off right now. Please thumbs up, like the channel, and subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. DanielCharlesWilliams.com. Peace.